journalist and a speaker and entrepreneur and all of those great things, but mainly I really, really like finding purpose and passion in collecting stories and being able to sit with people and have them share their own stories. So today is going to be really, really absolutely special. I'm also, to myself, my mom and my friends, maybe like a self-proclaimed beauty expert. I try all of these things. I'm not like actually a beauty expert because today we're here with the one and only Jane Lauder, who is an actual beauty expert. And we're here today to celebrate Clique, celebrate a huge, huge step in the brand. And it's really special and incredible because Clique itself as a brand has such a strong sense of identity and has, how many of you remember being like little and seeing your mom or any of the women in your lives like use Clique, or seeing the product, the packaging growing up in stores? I remember one of my first memories was my grandmother getting it for one of my sisters because it was the only thing that would work for her skin, and then just seeing it constantly stocked in her home. So I'm really so honored to be here and to be able to celebrate in something that we all believe in so deeply. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the wonderful global beauty expert that we have here. Jane Lauder is the global brand president of Clique, formerly the brand president of Origins and Dark Fawn, and she joined Clique in 2014 and has been absolutely critical to moving the brand forward and staying true to their roots and their heritage. We are also going to be talking to, also I'm starting standing in front of a chair. I didn't want to sit, but also lie down all close to you guys. How many of you watch Game of Thrones? Every single person. You should have their hand raised for that. You don't really raise our hands, we just whoop. So today we're going to have the incredible opportunity to talk to the first ever global brand ambassador of Clique. This is a really, really big deal for everyone here today. And you may know her as the mother of dragons, but her real life name is Emilia Clarke. And we're so excited to have her here today. So Emilia is not only the global brand ambassador of Clique and the mother of dragons, but she's also an incredible philanthropist and has recently started a charity called Same You, which hopefully you'll get a chance to hear about a little bit today. And now, I know everybody doesn't want to really hear me speak all of tonight, so I am so excited to introduce a really beautiful, I felt like it was kind of a mini doc video, where we are going to get to know a little bit about the heritage of the Estee Lauder companies and Clique specifically. So without further ado, we are going to play this video. Somehow it's going to magically appear, I don't know where, but I'm going to get out of the way for it. Oh, there it is.
I had an ambition to make Estee Lauder multi-branded. I had just seen the Hitchcock film, To Catch a Thief, and I remember the phrase, it takes a thief to catch a thief. It takes someone who understands Estee Lauder to compete with Estee Lauder, and that became Clique.
We were a family growing up in cosmetics. We eat and sleep and breathe cosmetics.
I'm sure it's genetic. None of us can sing, so we didn't get that gene. We have Mac, we have Smashbox, and we have Tom Ford, and they're all very racy. And then you get to, some clean old-fashioned fun with Clique.
The name Clique came from my wife, Emilia.
He and Ellen were driving along in France, and she saw a clinic.
A normal name to see all over.
My mother said, why not Clique? Allergy tested fragrance for your great skin. Yes, it can be created.
I used to consider Carol the mother and myself the father, and none of the was the guy who made the arrangement.
My grandmother, on the other hand, could not imagine there could be competition to her brand with her name on it.
I remember the discussion, and Carol Phillips was talking about the major change in the way women should look at cosmetics.
Clique has always been anchored in products.
Product is the hero.
Clique today today. There are more products. Some of them I agree with, some I don't.
It's not about my father or Leonard or William's opinion, it's about our customer. Because it's really kind of the smart woman's brand.
That's just the way you make me feel. That's just the way you make me feel. That's just the way you make me feel. Love slowly don't stop it. You got me right.
Okay, let's go.
I am Clique's global ambassador. I am resilient, funny, well, to some people, optimistic, and I make a great cup of tea. This is my Clique ID. Get your own.
Please welcome the Emilia Clarke. Everybody. Emilia, Jane, thank you so much for being here. We are all so excited. Every phone and their mother came up, and that's what I feel talking to you about tonight. I'm so excited to have this conversation. I want to start out, Jane, if you could just tell us a little bit about how Clique, the intention behind Clique always having product be the hero, and what does it mean to you to now have a global ambassador be the one helping tell the story of your brand?
Well, you saw in the video that when the brand started, it was about a new era of cosmetics. And Clique started with the idea of great skin can be created for anyone. Any age, any ethnicity, any background is great skin. And so the idea of personalization and custom fit is really in the brand's DNA. So, one of the reasons many of you might have seen some of our advertising over the years, it always focused on the product. The product was the hero shot and not a face, so that everyone could see themselves in the product. And so that's really when it started. And but now, things have changed a little bit. And I think that people are able to now have a relationship with different spokespeople. And so there's so many influencers here, you know that people know you authentically and know about you and can relate to you. And we said we wanted to be able to bring that to Clique, bring that to our customers. Take someone who has so many dimensions like Emilia and really be able to connect with consumers and say, it's still about every skin can be great and your skin can be great just through a different lens.
Amazing. And I mean, you specifically said being able to see yourself in the product, and I think when it comes to any brand, it's really important that customers are able to see themselves in it and that they are able to see themselves represented, able to relate, because we want to know where we're putting our money, where we're putting our trust. And it must have, of course, then been a very intentional decision in having you, Emilia. So how did you approach this collaboration, and what were some of the principles that were important for you to maintain in order to partner with Clique?
Well, first of all, I was insanely flattered when this first came up. I'm pretty sure I asked my reps who came to me with this, like, are you sure? Are you sure this isn't some kind of mistake? The beauty of Clique as a brand is that it is really quite timeless and universal, always has been. We all have stories from our mums. And the fact that my mum was telling me about Clique when she was younger, and that it felt new and innovative and approachable and for everyone then, and it still does now, and it is the same message that feels just as fresh and just as fun and just as true, is pretty remarkable. And the only way that you can have that, I think, as a brand is if you are truly authentic in the product and the way that you present yourself and in your promises that you're telling people with what you're selling. So I always felt very just that it was the right thing that I was coming onto this, because throughout my career I've always tried to be as authentic as possible. And as the kind of roles of my job change so much with regards to social media and the fact that people want to get to know who you are as well, which everybody in this room I'm sure can relate to. And so having that be something that I took into every endorsement that I would be a part of. And so I just knew coming into this that if I was being asked, then I was being asked for what I was bringing as an individual. Like, that was it. And so I knew already that that was going to be the case. And then when I met everyone and I started to use the products and we started to
create the shoot, do all of these things, it just happened all over again because they just kept asking me to be myself. And like, people ask that, of course they do, and they are asking you specifically for what you can bring, but this was like next level. It was like, and in your own words? And I was like, what? And actually my own words? Okay, cool. And it's like, Clique have always been so incredibly encouraging of that. And so that felt, again, really just, it buoyed me up even more. And then the fact that your amazing stuff works. And then someone comes to my house and and she mapped my face and we did used all of the creams like 2 or 3 weeks before I think we started shooting. And my skin had changed. So then I authentically and truthfully and honestly get to say those things.
Yeah.
So the people that know me to speak my truth are literally getting that double-fold.
Also, that's such a heartfelt, like I can feel your energy towards this, and like the authenticity is so clear. There are so many people here who work with brands, and there isn't really a set tradition or rules of how to approach working with brands. What advice would you give to people in making sure that they maintain their sense of self and voice in pursuing a partnership like this?
Well, it's just like any relationship you get into. You want to feel that you are being asked to be yourself, and that is consistent throughout it. So that's something that, again, I'm sure you guys have all experienced, when someone asks you to do something, but then change everything about you in order to do it. You're like, wait a second. Like, I've had jobs like that, where you're like, I thought you wanted me, and now you're asking me to be all these other things. So that kind of doesn't make sense. So the advice that I would give is to keep checking in with yourself throughout the process. Keep checking in that this is also in line with how you feel, and are you being honest? Because we all have a responsibility to the people that we're selling these things to. And so if you are selling yourself as someone who is authentic and honest, and then feeling kind of icky about this relationship that you're now in, and telling people all about it, people can smell that from a mile off, I think. And it's in your duty, I think, to continue to check in with that. And if it no longer feels authentic, and if you no longer feel comfortable within yourself, if you no longer feel like you're able to be yourself in that relationship, then get out of it. Like, if you don't believe it, we don't need any more.
I know.
Any more lies. No one needs any of that. So yeah, I think politely leaving at the appropriate moment.
I love that. And Jane, what was it in Emilia that you saw? She's specifically